Okay, for today's moment of silence, I want us to think about our seniors, all those individuals who've lost Sadie Hawkins, all the fun spring activities, the spring musical or play, spring concerts, for band and music, and any of those that played any spring athletic sports. They've lost their seasons, and prom, and very likely even actual graduation, which means probably even their graduation parties. So let's be thinking about them and their great loss and how we can help support them. And so now for a moment of silence. Thank you. Okay, so today I'm just going to talk about the athletes once again, especially these juniors and sophomores going to become juniors, and how you can look at the different schools, their activities and everything, and find yourself being able to participate in athletics at the next level. I'm going to put the actual links to the websites that I'm talking about on the posts that I send out, so you'll be able to find them. But for the NCAA, it's web3.ncaa.org, and then it pops up, and you'll see where you can actually pick by state. You can pick a drop-down menu by division 1, 2, or 3, or you can put all. You can then find colleges in that state and hit search, or you can just go and click for state, put all, and find any of the D1, D2, or D3s anywhere. And so that's how you find that. And then once you get to the college, and I'll talk about that in a moment about how to drill down. For the NAIA, it's just naia.org. Those are for the smaller schools in America. A lot of them are Christian-based, but there are some that are not. They're just the really small schools, and they're good opportunities for athletes to get at least partial scholarships and to participate in athletics. And then you've got the JUCO, which is our junior colleges, and that's njcaa.org. And again, you can go in and you can look by conference, you can look by state, and you can find out where those schools are. Okay, now once you identify some schools, whichever level it's going to be, if you're going to do it by state or by conference, then you want to drill down into the site. You want to go to that actual sport. You're going to find, and I'm going to use football for an example because it's one of the easiest to talk about. So you're going to drill down in, and you're going to find the head coach. You're going to get his contact info. If you play offense, you're going to get the offensive coordinator. And then let's say you're a lineman, then you want to get the lineman coach. And you want to identify all three of those. And if you play both sides of the ball, and your line on both sides, then you would just add in also the defensive coordinator and the defensive line coach. And you're going to send an email, and it'd be great if you can get a quick, short little paragraph from your head coach or your position coach from your school to talk a little bit about the highlights of you and what kind of character and everything that you have. And then you're going to create your own paragraph, and in your own paragraph, it'll be an introduction telling them why you want to go to their school, and not just because of their sports and football program, but because of the academics. And you want to talk about possibly what your major is. You want to sell yourself as a complete student athlete. And so you're going to have that intro paragraph, then your coach's paragraph, and then down below you're going to have some stats, and you're going to have like your 40 time, your deadlift, your standing jump, height, and then you're going to want to put your height and your weight. You're going to want a picture of yourself without your uniform on, and then you're going to want a picture of yourself with your uniform on. And then all coaches, through them, you have access to Huddle, That's HUDL. That's a program that almost every single sports program in the country at the high school level is using, and you can get some clips, some highlights, and you attach that, and then you send it out. And you send it out individually to each of the schools that you choose based on that information that I gave you about the coaches. So some of the things to look for as you look that up, and I'll make this quick and short today, but some of the things that you look at are what was their win-loss from the season before. You can look at their record the last year, even like the last 2 to 3 years. Are they senior laden? In other words, a lot of seniors, or are they freshman, sophomore laden? And then in the positions, because it'll give their roster, it'll give their grade, the year in school they are, and it'll give their position. And so you're looking for schools. If you're like above average athlete, but not that fantastic, incredible tier 1 athlete, then you want to look for schools that have like a 500 or less record. In other words, that means they've won and lost half or won less than half of their games, and a school where a lot of seniors are graduating, and where they have less freshmen and sophomores, because that means you're going to have a greater chance of getting in there, and not only getting onto the team, but potentially getting in there and starting at a much younger time. So those are just some quick keys and clues as to where to look. The bottom line is you have to decide if you really want to play sports at the next level. The advice that I'll tell you, and you could talk to anybody who's done this, it's like a job. So it is much different than playing athletics at the high school level. It will become a year-round thing. They will control what you eat, when you eat, where you live. You'll have less choices about where to live eventually, and just a lot of things that will change in your life. So you need to decide how serious you are about this. But it can be fun. It could be an incredible opportunity. And the bottom line is about 350,000 collegiate athletes graduate every year, and not even one, probably 12th or 15th of them go on to any higher levels, and the rest go out into the world to work, and they usually are quite successful because of the rigor and all the time and effort and learning camaraderie and collaboration and putting in hard work and effort pays off for them in the long run. So it's not a bad route to go, but it's a tough route, and it's a lot tougher than played in the high school level. With that being said, tomorrow we're going to talk about seniors themselves and just maybe some ways that they can somehow get past and get through this. And then next week we'll start talking about ACTs and SATs and some study points and study habits. Remember, get outside today, get some exercise. Looking at the map across the United States, looks like there's pretty decent weather going on everywhere. Take advantage of it. Get outdoors, go for a walk, get down to the park and run around. You can't play like team sports or anything like that, but get some exercise and take some time for yourself. Break your studies down. We'll talk about that as well, how to break your studies down and to be more successful. Well, with that being said, wishing you all just the best that you can make out of this. Just stay positive. Take time to be with your family. Remember that challenge that I gave you the other day. Spend time with your family. Play games. Ask your parents questions about your family members. Parents share stories. Yesterday I gathered pictures from my great and great grandparents and shared them with my son and daughter last night, and some stories that I had about them. And I'm in the process of trying to write our family history and getting pictures of everyone from 3 and 4 generations back from me all the way forward till now, so that my kids and my grandkids will all be able to know about me. Well, with that being said, wishing you a great day, a great Thursday. Keep your heads up, Stay positive. Stay positive in that social media. Quit watching all the negative news and all that kind of stuff. It's not going to do you any good. And just take advantage of this time as being together as families. Remember, where we go one, we go all. Have a great Thursday.